Greetings, everyone, and welcome to today's training session on Moments of Truth. This is one of the most valuable training modules from the Successful Club series, and this particular module helps us to pinpoint important moments in which we can check, recheck, and evaluate our club standards so that we are sincerely making a good impression on our guests and members and providing the kind of nurturance that is required to help them become active Toastmasters and enjoy their journey. I am DTM Akanke Abdul-Khalid, the District 7 Webinar Chair, past Area 20 Governor, and I've held a number of roles at the district level, including Webmaster, and some club level leadership roles as well, including the immediate past president of Dhahran Women's Toastmasters Club and the past president of Dhahran Toastmasters Club, which is the mother of all clubs in the kingdom because it was the first club started in 1978. On behalf of the District 79 Webinar Committee, our Program Quality Director, DTM Rashid Ali, and our District Director, DTM Abdullah Sharif, it is my pleasure to help facilitate this training today. I want to welcome everyone who's joined us today. We have 16 attendees so far, and we're expecting more, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Today, I am joined by 3 other trainers, and I'd like to introduce them. They are DTM Jolly K, who works as an IT manager in the Sarah Group of companies. He is also the past Area 32 governor and is a revitalization education program ambassador. He's the president of Wisdom Toastmasters Club and a member of Six Toastmasters Club, and also the Program Quality Officer for Division O. Also joining in this training today is DTM Dr. Lachman. He is teaching in the English Language Center in King Abdulaziz University in Jeddah. He has been teaching English as a second language since 1981. He is currently the Division H Director. He has served as a president for 4 clubs in the Western region and has served as the Assistant Director of Education and Training for Division C in 2012. And he also is an ambassador for the Revitalized Education Program for the Western region. And last but not least, DTM Aziz Ahmed Siddiqui, who works as a Senior Project Manager for Nasser Al-Hadri Corporation. He joined Toastmasters in 2007 when he first came to the kingdom. He has served as VP PR, VP Membership, and President of Global Toastmasters Club, and as Area Governor for Area 26, and is currently supporting Division E Director for Program Quality. So I want to thank all of them for joining us. And the way that our session will go today is I am going to give the introduction and the overview for Moments of Truth, and then each of the other trainers will take turns presenting their particular portions of the training. So again, I want to welcome everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us. Also want to say that we welcome your questions. The way that we'll do it is after each category of the Moments of Truth is presented, we'll take questions and before we go on to the next category. So after each category is presented, we'll take your questions. So be ready to type your questions in the chat room or raise your hand during that 5-minute session where we will take your questions. We want this to be an interactive training, and we look forward to your active participation. So, the Moments of Truth. Toastmasters International defines the moment of truth as an episode where a person comes in contact with any aspect of the Toastmasters experience and forms an impression of the club's quality and service. I think we can all look back at our first time attending a Toastmasters Club and remember what it was like for us and remember other points on our journey that made a difference for us as Toastmasters. So a moment of truth is that are several opportunities during a Toastmasters experience or a guest experience where club members, club officers have a chance to make a good impression. There are 6 categories in the Moments of Truth. The first category is first impressions. Second, membership orientation. Third, fellowship, variety, and communication. Fourth, program planning and meeting organization. Fifth, membership strength. And sixth, achievement recognition. Now I will turn it over to DTM Jolly K, who will present on first impressions. DTM Jolly, your mic is open, and go ahead, please.
Madam Akange, district leaders, panel of other presenters, good afternoon.
Good.
I hope you can hear me. This is Jolly from the district winner. Madam Akange, how can I see my slides? The slides are, I cannot find it here in my screen.
You should be seeing my screen now, DTM Jolly. Do you see my screen?
No. Ah, yeah. Now it's okay. Thank you
Okay.
so much. That's great. Yeah.
DTM Jolly, let me do this because it appears I was not showing my screen. Let me just back up and go over this for the sake of the video that we're recording. On this recording, I just want to go over the moments of truth again. Would you please allow me to do that quickly?
Sure.
Great.
Thank you.
So again, the moments of truth is a moment of truth or an episode where a person comes in contact with any aspect of the Toastmasters experience and forms an impression of a club's quality and service. And Toastmasters International has identified 6 categories. The first one is first impressions. The second one is membership orientation. The third one is fellowship, variety, and communication. The fourth one is program planning and meeting organization. The fifth one is membership strength. And the sixth one is achievement recognition. DTM Jolly, go ahead with your presentation on first impressions.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster DTM Akange, and the presenters and the audience. Thank you so much. The first impression. Can you please remember the time when you went into a Toastmaster club, you first entered the door of the Toastmaster club, how you got a reception? Is it good or it was bad? The first impression is the lasting impression. And today, my role is to talk about the core moment of truth of first impression. First of among them is greeting your audience. I mean, greeting the person who comes in you as a guest. I have seen in many Toastmaster clubs, they just shake hands, say hello, then leave the member or the prospective member to take their own destiny or take their own seat. And some places, this is completely adhered and observed that the member is being considered as the most important person in the club throughout the meeting. So this is a contrast. We need to make sure that the guests are greeted warmly, not only by one member. I suggest you to do that by a number of ExCom members and forget about the hierarchy in your club. You shake hand with the member and ask him from where he is coming and make him feel that he or she is the important person with you. That is the ethics and the anatomy of greeting the members or the prospective member of your club. Then comes the next important thing. This is again to make the member making him or her feeling the most important person. Ask her or him to sign and give some important contact details in the form of a guest book, make an entry, and tell him or her to give the mobile number and email ID so that the club members can contact them back again for the next meeting. Why a guest book is so important? I still remember when my first appearance in Oasis Toastmasters Club in Eastern Province. I still remember somebody came to me. I'm still believing that person's face, and I can see it vividly, very clearly, that how they made me so an important and proud person, so that I still that memories are with me. What I would say again, the first impression is the lasting impression. But somebody maybe mistreat you, you may forgive him or her, but the memories will stay with you. So that is very important. You need to make the person to feel throughout, including the guest book, the name tag if can be provided, if the budget is allowed. That is another good point that you need to take care. And I am sure most of the clubs are running hand to mouth, but you can customize it. Some of your creative person can make name tags rather than going to a stationery shop and buy it. That is another innovative idea. I think we can follow that. And another thing is again, professionally managing the meeting room. And what are the checklist of when you are selecting a meeting room? Meeting room is actually a challenge throughout the Saudi Arabia, I believe. And in the Asian province, we have real challenges. But nothing stops us to make our meeting room within the facility to be the cooling, the parking area, the meeting room itself, the ambient, the lighting, other transient noises, installations, this type of things we need to take care. And always try to choose an area where members can reach and accessible, rather than it is having a lot of difficulty to drive through and reach the location. That is the meeting location, I would say. And it's very important that a convenient meeting location will attract more members. That is for sure. And I have seen it, and we felt it several times. So the meeting location is an important area we need to take care. And that is part of the moment of truth. The first experience, the feeling that is there with the member or the prospective member, or just a guest that just pop in once in a time. Doesn't matter. And another important area is guests invited to address the club. Sometimes the prospective guests are or members or the guests are maybe shy away from talking about. It's okay. We don't need to pursue it, but somebody has to approach and ask him or her to stand up and speak few words about them. That will make them more important. Number one. Number two, that they will get an opportunity to face the audience and speak to the other Toastmasters about them, and that will melt the ice. Probably that is the first instance of an ice breaking, and that will definitely will make a difference as for the moment of truth, a positive moment of truth for the member. I have seen most of the clubs observing this myself. I have seen that, and we follow that very religiously. So that is another area we need to really ponder on. Are we doing that, or through because of some other commitments, because of the time constraints, we should extend the time of meeting for 5 minutes, but we should not miss the member to ask to introduce themselves or take their feedback about our meetings. Is it good or bad? Doesn't matter. We must be able to receive that message in an open heart manner, rather than cutting short the meeting and then the guest feel that they are left out, or they are not being attended the way it should be. And the last one of the first impression, not the least, is guest invited to join. And I'm sure that we are all hunting for prospective members, and we never leave this vital gesture from our side, that is to invite our prospective guests to join the club. And this is not just a ritualized process. Actually, what we need to do, somebody, or we can even create a subcommittee in the club to only concentrate on converting the prospective guest in, the guest into a prospective member or a permanent member. And that there is a lead time for that. It takes some time, maybe subsequent meetings, some persuasion, some type of follow-up, and probably meeting face to face, and then remove the apprehensions or the prospective benefit that they are going to get if they join Toastmasters meeting. So let me conclude. The first impression is the last impression, and you will never get that opportunity again to impress a guest and convert him into a Toastmaster. And I am sure the Toastmaster will remember throughout his life that experience. Over to you, Akange, Madam Akange, DTM. Thank you so much for this part. Thank you.
Thank you so much, DTM Jolly, for sharing with us the segment on first impressions. And indeed, first impressions are everything. And part of what Toastmaster says is we never get a second chance to make a good first impression. That's how this whole Moments of Truth training is concluded. So we have to remember that. And that's why this is the first module and the first item on the Moments of Truth. First impressions are everything. So thank you so much. I just launched a poll that asks our attendees to rate their club in terms of how they feel their club is doing with this particular standard of making a good first impression. So we have 43% of our participants, 50% who have now 50% who have voted. So we will look at the results shortly, give them a couple of more seconds to cast their vote. And we're almost there. 93% have voted. So we will close the poll in 5 seconds. Okay, so let's look at the results from that poll.
Yes.
54% said that their club usually meets the standard. That was the highest percentage, so that's good.
Yeah, that's really good. Yes.
23% said that their club sometimes meet the standard. 15% said their club always meets the standard. That's great. And 8% said they rarely meet the standard, and 0% said they never meet the standard. That's really good that no one said that their club never meets the standard. So now what we want to do is we want to take questions. We want to open up for any questions if there are any now. If not, we can go on to the next segment to see if there are any questions. Let me see. There are no questions on this particular one. So thank you, DTM Jolly. We'll hear from you again for another portion of the Moments of Truth training. But for now, we're going to go now to Dr. Lakshman. So just give me a moment to open his mic and close Jolly's mic. Just a moment. Hello, DTM Lakshman. Your mic is open. Would you please go ahead and present for us the next section on membership orientation?
Absolutely. I'm very happy to do that. Good evening to all the leaders here. I would like to focus attention on the second one called membership orientation. Well, what is membership orientation? Without membership orientation, the members don't feel that they are recognized. If you look at the first bullet point, it says formal induction, including presentation of membership and manuals. I would like to consider this as the most important of all the 6 points given under membership orientation, because this is the only moment, which is called even nerve-wracking moment for the Toastmaster, to feel that he is respected, recognized, and inducted formally. That is very important. When he's brought to the stage and when he's informed he is a new member for the club and he has got this pin, he has got this certificate. If some clubs give certificates, let's do it. The presentation of membership pin and the manual makes him quite an eligible person in the club to speak frankly, fearlessly, and authoritatively, because he is going to be the communicator. He's starting his journey as a communicator because he has done his table topic speech before as a guest, and now he is a full-fledged communicator. So I would like to request all the club leaders, all the presidents, to induct the person formally, to respect him formally, and then that's the way, that's the door which opens up for him to jump into and start swimming very consciously and confidently. Next point is assignment of mentor. If this is done by all the clubs in our district, there is no doubt that our district will be #1 forever. Why I'm saying this is just because of the credibility of the acceptance of the member in a club. He thinks that, well, I'm a member now, but who is going to guide me through? If the president says that this senior Toastmaster is your mentor, you can send your speech to him if you're ready. And the speech is edited or corrected or pointed out. These are the areas where you can do the correction, and you send back the speech and get it back, and then you're ready with the speech. Speech is done. Afterwards, you start speaking with your marks, speech marks, or the slashes wherever you want to stop, and then you start practicing it. Make an appointment with the mentor, maybe in McDonald's or Burger King, and just speak it out to him. And he will be quite pleased to say that this is not the way. Perhaps you may have to give the pause there, you may have to stop there, you may have to raise your tone there. All these things are nothing but mentoring skills. Remember, Toastmasters, this is done absolutely because I want my co-member, my Toastmaster member, to be the better communicator, to be the best communicator in my club. This selfless activity automatically pushes him forward, and he goes into the next stage of fearless speaking. Well, the next point is education programs and recognition system discussed. It's the first and foremost thing in the club, either the president or the VP should do this presentation of education programs, categorically pointing out this is the communication track, you have got to finish your CC, ACB, ACS, ACG. And these speeches are not done all in one go. It may take 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, doesn't matter. But the communication is getting sharpened and fine-tuned and sharpened, and at last you find yourself as the best communicator. Along with that, the Toastmaster pats you and says that, well, you take this SCG because you are the competent communicator with the golden award. Take that. And we should systematically show the presentations and perhaps workshops. We should be able to say that we are doing our programs in a systematic manner. We are recognized by the Toastmaster Internationals through ALB, CL, ALB, ALS, and so on. So people show the interest because of the continuity of the program, which is very much formal and very much inclusive of all the Toastmasters. Another important thing, if you see the fourth point, which says learning needs assessed. I think this must be done by all the leaders, because Toastmasters join the respective clubs with some aims and objectives in their minds, don't they? They have an idea that I must become a communicator. Well, I'm half of the situation, but I'm not got it completely. And some people come, I'm not able to organize myself, I'm not able to do my duty, I'm not able to manage my time. So all these things can be done with our role players, which is done again in the leadership track. So if we take care of all these members as well as the new people or the guests, you understand that they are fine-tuned with complete commitment and sincerity. We get those needs assessed on an individual basis. So I feel that, well, I'm accommodated, I'm included, I like this club which includes me. That itself will make that club a President Distinguished Club, because we are working together. The next one is speaking roles assigned. This is a very important moment of truth, because I've seen some clubs in this country and other countries as well, because I've been in New Zealand, Oman, and here in Saudi Arabia. Speakers' roles should not be repeated. They should be given with equal opportunities. If there are 3 speakers speaking from a club this week, next meeting is going to be different 3 speakers. So I am spreading my speaking area or the speaking roles for 3 different Toastmasters. So in a cycle, you will feel that I'm speaking again in my club after 3 months or 4 months, which is okay, because I'm getting the skills incorporated, built in me. So all the speakers should have completed some speaking segments from their respective manuals within 3 months or 4 months, depending upon the size of the club. So that is the club which is catering to all the needs of people in speaking, in developing speaking ability. Members involved in all aspects of club activities, which is very, very important. If the new guest is joining as a new member, I think we should start with the allotment of new roles, such as timer, or how many hours are there, how many crutches were used, whether the grammarian, perhaps grammarian can come after 3 or 4 meetings of that particular new member, but hour counters and word counters and timers, they can be given to any new member who is joining, because that will again give the feeling of responsibility. If that is given, the member feels that I'm again included here as a leader, I'm doing some sort of leading role play in this club, so I have to do something now as a speaker. He will come forward automatically to give his name for icebreaker or for table topic speeches, and that's how he's opening up. So if you look at this membership orientation, you can come to an overall conclusion that this particular moment of truth is like the axle of the wheel. The whole programs run with the member. If there is no member, there is no meeting at all. So we need to take care of the member. We need to value the member. We need to, in fact, consider that as a golden goose, because we are going to get golden eggs from those goose. So we should be able to enjoy, enthuse, encourage, and grow together. I think that would put that in a nutshell. We grow together with this moment of truth called membership orientation. Back to DTM Akanke. Thank you.
Thank you very much, DTM Dr. Lakshman, for presenting on membership orientation. Now we're going to go ahead and ask our attendees how they feel their club rates on membership orientation. And we will give everyone 30 seconds to vote. And I want to say that membership orientation is definitely one of the most important aspects of creating a valuable experience for Toastmasters members. And I'd like to see more clubs implement new member orientation, actually do an orientation session. And here in Area 20, so there are some clubs who do it in the club level, but we also started area level orientation where all the clubs in the area can come to a combined new member orientation. So I encourage all the club presidents or the club officers who may be attending this session to make sure that you have either new membership orientation at the club level, which is ideal because then you can customize it to your particular club, or encourage perhaps your area governor to consider organizing a combined new member orientation at the area level. So 53% of our attendees voted, and let's look at the results. There's a tie between usually meets this standard and sometimes meets this standard at 33%. 22% of the attendees who voted said that their club always meets this standard. That's very good. And 11% said they rarely meet this standard. I would love to hear questions from any of the attendees who are scoring low in scoring their club low in any of the areas, so that we can have a conversation that will be meaningful for you to have a nice takeaway from this training in terms of how we can give you some suggestions on how to improve it at your club. And likewise, if your club is doing really well and you'd like to share some of the best practices that your club has, that would be great as well, because this is a shared experience and we're here to help each other to improve in any way that we can. So thank you all for participating in the poll. Now let's go back to Let's go on to the next section of our training, and that's going to be presented by DTM Aziz. Let me open your mic, DTM Aziz Siddiqui. Just a moment, please. Go ahead. You're open, and you can go ahead with your segment on fellowship, variety, and communication.
Thank you, Webinar Manager DTM Akanke, my panel of presenter and leaders of District 79. Very good afternoon and Assalamu Alaikum. I'm really pleased to participate and share my views on this very important things for our club quality, that is moment of truth. Now, with these two very special presenters, they have talked about the two items, that is our first impression and the new member orientation. Now the third things which comes about the club functionary. Now the fellowship, variety and communication, this is the core area where the quality of the club speaks. Here, Madam Akanke, could I request you to show that particular slide? Now the first thing is the guest greeted warmly. I'd like to take a little differently. This is the role of, special role of Sergeant Arm, VPPR and entire SCOM, but a special role for the Sergeant Arm. In this particular section, it's not only the new guest, it's entire members. When they come to the hall, they should be warmly greeted. We have a culture of greeting our members. We have a session. We start the meeting 15 minutes before. It will be always better to keep a segment of greet and meet each other. I think we all understand that one of the very important and good things in Toastmastering that we also do the networking. We meet our friends, we make relationships. So it's better to have 15 minutes before just meet and greet section. In this segment, all the guests, all members, they were warmly greeted. They have introduced, in the case of guests, they are introduced to the all ESCOM, all the senior members, all the members, so that they feel friendly atmosphere within few moments. And this is where the atmosphere of the meeting hall, atmosphere of the meeting become ease. Now, the second thing is the enjoyable and educational meeting. What it means is that it comes to the VP education along with the president advice to have at least 3 meeting span planned properly, where you have a very combination of new and senior Toastmaster participating in that educational session, delivering their speeches. Then you can plan some workshop or some educational capsule in the program, and the interesting table topic. Usually, sometimes what we can do is always go for some innovative ideas, especially in the table topic. Sometimes you can make it as a debate competition. Sometimes a variety of table topic can be made, and I'm sure a lot of our leaders, they are practicing. So each meeting has to be planned a capsule of education with entertainment, with the variety, because in today's world, everybody likes variety. So I'm sure that if we plan at least 3 meetings ahead, well in advance, we can always plan an educational program with enjoyable taste. Now the third thing, the regularly scheduled social event. See, the Toastmasters, it's not only coming and just delivering those projects. It's a part of the second one, what the enjoyable and educational meeting. The enjoyable meeting, how we can do that? We can include our social event into the meetings. Sometime you can do what recently we also conducted a moment of truth in our club, and one of the presenter, when he came out with the suggestions, what we said, let the members celebrate their special events in the meeting, and that meeting will be dedicated to that member. Along with that, like cultural programs, whatever the social events comes, we can bring to that, and we can gel along with our educational program so that it become interesting one. A very common way you can do that, variety of one dish item meeting we do. Sometimes we do a special dress code meeting, sometimes traditional dress meeting, sometimes there's a Saudi National Day, so we can have an event dedicated to Saudi National Day, or for the sake anything we can just this gives enjoyable meeting atmosphere. Now, participating in the area and district international events, these are the area where the VP education along with the VPPR, he plans that his members are participating in the sister club, in the division, and in the area. Like I'm thankful to my division, so that they put up my name for the district, and now today I'm sitting. So anything, it's not that only as a presenter, and we as a participant, as a debater, as a evaluator. So these are the things where our VP education work with the other club ESCOM along with the VPPR, and we can encourage our member to go and participate in other clubs, other areas, and special events. Inter-club events also one of the area where if we work, then always it becomes very interesting and innovative. And not only that, it gives an opportunity to the members to get better exposure to other clubs also. Likewise, you can have a debate competition. Now the contest seasons are coming. We can have debates or a small mini contest, a mock contest. So that is the one way that we can encourage and we can help our members to get a better exposure. I would like to emphasize that inter-club events, it's one of the way when we trained our member to get an exposure for the division area and division and this district contest. So that can be done, and it is always advisable for the VP Education and VP PR to work together and make this possible. Now, as far as the just to propagate your club and encourage the member to come close to the club, one of the things is the club newsletter and the website. This club newsletter and website updation, this is come under the judiciary, under the control of VPPR, with the advice of the ESCOM. It gives a immense pleasure to all the members to participate. If we encourage the members to come and participate for the club newsletter, or if their achievements, their club activities are being displayed on the website, club website. Now today's world is the world of all the modern technology. So it is always good to bring all those things on the website and on the newsletter form. So I'm sure that if the ESCOM works to make all these points, there's no doubt that the meeting will be so enjoyable that we will never be running behind that we have less attendees in the member, which is the biggest challenge in today's situation scenario. So thank you very much, and over to you, Madam Makanke.
Thank you very much, DTM Aziz, for presenting to us on the Fellowship Variety and Communication. I just launched the poll, so we would love for our participants to go ahead and vote and let us know how your club rates, in your opinion, on this very important moment of truth. Fellowship Variety and Communication is definitely all about the synergy at club meetings. And so I definitely think this is very important. We have 38% of the people who have voted, and we'll give another 10 seconds for the rest of the members to vote. 58% have voted, and it's going up. So thank you all very much. And after this, we will take questions. Let me see if there are any questions in the chat room. Okay, there are no questions, but there is a comment from DTM Nadir. I will get to that in just a second. Let me close the poll and move on to...
Madam Makanke,
yes.
Could I request to just explain our members that how they can raise the question? I think it will be better.
I'm sorry, can you ask that again, please?
Yeah, could you please explain our participants and how they can raise the question, where they should click to raise the hand?
Sure. There's a question box in the control panel for every attendee. You can type a question there, or you can raise your hand by clicking the hand icon, and I will acknowledge your hand and take your question. Okay?
Thank you.
So we have completed the poll, and I'm going to share the results. 53% of the attendees said that their club usually meets the standard. 38% said sometimes, and 13% said always. So thank you all for that. Please, we welcome your questions again. And now we will move on to the next section, and I will close the mic for DTM Aziz. Thank you very much, and we'll come back to you again. Now we'll go back to DTM Jolly. DTM Jolly, I'm unmuting you so that we can go to your section on program planning and meeting organization.
Shall I start now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Madam DTM Makanke, fellow panelists, and our most honored audience. Welcome to the Moment of Truth Program Planning Meeting Organization. Fellow Toastmasters, you know how important it is to have a properly planned meeting agenda and a subsequent meeting. That is the currency of the Toastmaster, where you demonstrate the proficiency and your commitment to your fellow Toastmasters. A properly planned agenda is the starting point for any planned meeting, and that is true with Toastmasters as well. And I have seen that We are doing this work in our part of the club, but I am sure this will be true to you as well. But we know that we are Toastmasters. This is not our mainstream job. We are working somewhere. We have a lot of pressure, family pressure, work pressure. But we should, if we succumb to that pressure, then we leave the preparing an agenda and sending it in much advance will have a negative impact when we really start our meeting. So a properly planned agenda, and then the next thing is members are vouched and committed to take up roles, especially the most important roles: the Toastmaster, grammarian, general evaluator, speech evaluators, speakers, and table topic masters, table topic evaluators. These are most important roles, and I would say the R counter as well. So if we cannot fix this on time, then that will eventually result in our meeting. And imagine if we convened a poorly conducted meeting, a poorly conducted speeches and other items, how it will be reflected in the mind of a guest. I am sure that will be negative. So we need to take care. And not only that, we have a commitment to our members, that is to serve them. How we can serve them? By adhering on the quality of our meeting. When we talk about this, people may think that it is so difficult for us to do that consistently. And it is very easy, in fact. How? Shooting the agenda in advance. Then we assign members. I still remember one thing. Once I got a Toastmaster Club's meeting agenda, and I find TBA, TBA, TBA. For a minute, I thought it's somebody else. But later, I could understand the acronym. And it is saying that to be announced. We should not leave any agenda assignees blank. If you are leaving it, we are compromising. So we need to make sure that we have enough members and members are ready to come up. And here we have a valuable person in our club, that is the mentor. The mentor of each members can really help the members to motivate and them to come forward and to take up roles. This is a leadership exercise. This is the lessons we are learning of our ABC of the leadership. If we are shy away from taking up important roles in our club meetings, I think we are shying away from taking up important roles in our leadership challenges when we really face them. So it is important that all projects, now the third part I am going to talk about is an extension of what I said before, apart from properly made and framed agenda, and it is publicized in advance, and then members are coming forward to take up roles. And the most important, the third role, is all projects must be from the manual projects. That means suppose somebody may come up, there are maybe some interest groups, some other person want to conduct a program at the expense of Toastmasters. I think we should discourage that, and all projects should be done from the respective manuals. These manuals are done after a lot of research and rehearsal from the Toastmaster International, and there are a lot of thought process behind framing the objectives of the speech and how the evaluator should evaluate and the guidelines and all the things. So we should always stick to the point that the meeting, the speeches has to be, or the project speeches should be from the manual. The speaker has the choice to choose any subject, whatever he or she thinks, but we should not deviate. Inviting a financial wizard come to our club and talk about the financial planning. No, that is probably against the spirit of Toastmasters. But we should talk about and give the opportunity to our members to prepare their speeches from the manual. And the VP Education, Vice President of Education, and the club president has to take care of this point, that they really look into that. Suppose in case our VP Education is in vacation or having some other assignment because of the job challenges or anything, and immediately a subcommittee has to be constituted, or somebody has to come up and step into his shoes and take up the roles and fill the gap. Please never leave that in a cold storage. And another point, what I would say, meeting starting and ending on time. it will have a negative impact or a negative impact on the members. So that we need to take care that the meeting started and stopped on time. We may have some slacks in that, like 5 minutes. We may extend the meeting, but it should not be gone indefinitely without a proper amendment or proper what I would say, a voting, and then say we extend the time to another 5 minutes or something. But it should not be a practice forever. We need to make sure that our meeting started on time and ended on time with the proper education sessions filled with the 3 parts of our agenda. We always remember these 3 parts: the business, then the education, and the table topics, and finally the evaluation. And the creative table topics. When it comes to creative table topics, I really thank you so much to my previous our panelist DTM Abdulaziz, and it was about the table topics. How you can make the table topic, I would say, is a balancing act. Otherwise, the meeting goes in a monotonous or in a very formalized manner. A guest, first time coming in the club, never will probably enjoy the other part of the speech than the table topics. Table topic is the glue that we can use effectively to impress our members, our guests, especially our guests, our potential Toastmasters. How? Because of choosing the best table topics that is thought-provoking, yet easy to talk, rather than it need a subject matter specialist to talk about a table topic. We need to choose the table topic that is easy to talk and thought-provoking as well. And when we choose a guest, make sure that the guest is ready to talk. If the guest is reluctant, please don't force them. But at the same time, we need to ask them, sir, you are a guest in our club. We honor you. Would you like to speak about few in our table topics? And choose the table topics. That is another very important area. And finally, I would say most important part of the beneficial part of the Toastmaster meeting is evaluations. And I have seen that we are not giving proper attention most of the time, not always, the evaluation part. When we assign the evaluators, make sure that the evaluators finish at least 6 CC projects. Otherwise, it will again compromise the quality of our meeting. Why? Because if we are assigning the evaluators for the sake of evaluation, that is not really good. We need to make sure that the recipient of the evaluation, the Toastmaster on the other end, has to be benefited. The whole membership has to be benefited from the evaluations. So we need to stress the quality of the evaluations. And we can even invite ACE evaluators from other clubs or the area or the other part of, if visiting Toastmaster, a district leader is somewhere in the town, you can invite him or her. Or mix of things, homegrown and plus from other clubs. And I am sure if you adhere these points while convening a meeting, because meeting is our instrument. Meeting is our instrument to learn and give service to our members. So we should make sure that we really follow these principles to have a healthy meeting, productive meeting, beneficial to all, and interesting to everybody, including our honorable members and guests. And I am sure if we follow this, our meeting will be much productive than what we usually have. And I'm sure this is what we need to think more about that. Thank you so much. And this is to wrap up my point of view. I hope this is, for me, it was a wonderful experience. Thank you so much, Toastmaster DTM McConkey and the district leaders and our fellow panelists. Thank you so much for this platform. Thanks again. Over to you.
Thank you so much, DTM Jolly. Don't go away. Stick around because we're going to take some questions later on when we do the
sure.
Give the handout.
Sure.
So thank you so much. What I'd like to do now is I'd like to highlight 2 questions, one question and one comment that's in our question box now. And the question is from Toastmaster 1 Roy, who says, how do you avoid evaluators whose evaluation is not focused on the objectives and the scope of the speech project? A very, very good question. DTM Jolly,
Thank you.
Would you like to take that question?
Yes, thank you so much for asking this question. I would like to, it's a pleasure answering that question. It's a very important question, and this is a $1 million question, I would say. Thank you so much asking this question, DTM Juan or Juan Roy. This answer is, this sometimes happens. I have seen that. We deviate, we whitewash, and sometimes we do generalization when giving evaluations. Evaluation is again a learning process. If a Toastmaster did once, then the general evaluator has to immediately correct that. The general evaluator is there, and the general evaluator has to evaluate the evaluators if they missed something inadvertently. So that is the only cure we have in Toastmaster meeting, because this is all voluntary process, and this is done with good faith and intentions. I don't think anybody is doing this with malicious ideas. So we can do it through the general evaluator and the mentor, and another feedback from among Toastmasters, among the leaders, that Mr. So-and-so, when you were evaluating this person, probably you deviate from the objectives. And this needs some preparations. The general evaluator is the person we need to pin on, but is this general evaluator, we can just point the finger and just get away from the problem? No, we have a collective responsibility. And I think that is a way, some type of attention, some type of auditing, some type of watching will really help in the long run to solve this problem. I hope I answer your question.
Thank you very much, DTM Jolly. I'd like to also add that the Success Communication Series has a 2-hour workshop called The Art of Effective Evaluation. And it's a wonderful workshop that, when delivered in the club, will open members up to a greater understanding of the purpose of evaluation and the components of a good evaluation. And one of the things, when I delivered the workshop for our ladies club here, the question was asked, I put out the question, what if a club has no good evaluators? Or what if members feel like they don't get good evaluations? Ultimately, what will happen? And the ultimate thing that would happen is that the club would close down. Because who wants to come to a meeting, deliver a speech, prepare a speech, and deliver a speech, and it does not get a good evaluation? What I mean by good is not a warm and fuzzy one, but an effective one that gives the speaker something that they can learn from and improve upon, because the evaluation process is a process of feedback, change of behavior, feedback, change of behavior, and it's really it's one of the essential aspects of a good experience for Toastmasters in terms of getting a quality evaluation. Okay, so
shall I add a few words on this?
Sure.
I would say that always try to attract evaluators from the other clubs. They are ready to help you. Please take this point, that it's not like we are limited to a single club. We can move away from one club to another. This is another perspective even for us as Toastmasters to grow. So please try to call or give a help, call from other clubs, the evaluator, if you find, call them, rather than we are sticking to that we don't have an evaluator, so we will just use whatever is available. No. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, now we will go on to our next segment. Let's see, did we launch the poll yet? No, we did not. Okay, so I'd like to get some quick voting, please, on how you feel your club rates on program planning and meeting. And while we're doing that, I also want to read a comment from Toastmaster Muhammad Al-Zayar. He said, one second. He said, well said. He's seen a lot of the TBAs on agendas at his club, and it's time to change that. When you mentioned seeing TBA, and you begin to think that was somebody's name. So he agrees with that, and definitely proper program planning is a way to resolve that. I also want to say that if your club is not using EasySpeak has made a big difference for the clubs that have implemented it in the area where I am. It really can make a difference with planning ahead, and it gives members an opportunity to plan their whole term, for example, because they can sign up for roles and speeches well in advance. So we'll do some training on Easy Speak in the future as well. I hope clubs are thinking about adding Easy Speak to what they do. And it's an online, if you don't know what it is, it's an online source for planning meetings, and it's just really incredible. It's really wonderful. Okay, thanks again, DTM Jolly. We will close your mic now and go back to Dr. Lakshman, and let me get to his mic. 1 second. Okay, DTM Lakshman, we are going to, let me just close this poll out for program organization and show the results quickly. 40% said that their club sometimes meets a good standard in terms of program planning, meeting organization. 33% said they usually meet it. Their club usually meets it. 20% always, and 7% rarely. And we definitely want to offer some areas of improvement for any club that feels that does not meet that standard. This is a really important standard because meetings are everything. Okay, so I'm going to hide the results now and go back to showing our PowerPoint presentation and go to Dr. Lakshman, who is going to now talk about membership strength.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Oh, excellent. Thank you very much for giving the opportunity. As I first talked about membership orientation, and now I'm going to talk about membership strength. So I'm anyway blessed to talk about this membership again and again. This membership strength has got again 6 valid points to consider. I'm going to give you all these bullet points and talk about this in detail and see whether we are practicing them in our Toastmasters clubs or not. First of 6 would be club has 20 or more members. Are we having this number in all the clubs throughout the district? I would say not really. Can be some regions, but many regions or many areas have just 10 members or 12 members to run the club. Why is it happening? We are supposed to have 20 members. We start the clubs, in fact, in the beginning with the TMI with 20 members. If you see the numbers, they are dwindling, and sometimes they are not going up to 20. What's the reason? The reasons are all coming just behind one after the other here. The members are not remaining with us because they don't find what they want to find in our clubs. Is it the planning? Is it the content? Is it the variety? What's happening? Time for us to do some research on this. We can retain members only if the members' interests are addressed, identified, and accomplished. If we are not able to do this, we are surely ready to revise and look back and go with a new approach and make this club again with 20 members. First and foremost, I would say, if you look at the agenda of any particular club, you see the agenda. There is a business session or educational presentations, education sessions. We have got table topics, speech segment, evaluation segment, and then we wind it up. We do conduct it for 2 hours. But do we have the uniformity? Do we have the same type of program or variety of programs? For example, if in meeting number, for example, meeting number 1, the meeting starts with educational presentation of motivate to evaluate. But it doesn't happen all the time. Maybe a presentation taking place after 3 or 4 months. This should not be the case. I would request and suggest all the Toastmasters clubs should have at least 10 minutes in each and every meeting so that the members are retained with us. They come with the expectation of knowing something new. It could be how to select your topic, how to begin your speech, how to prepare your speech, how to evaluate to motivate. There are so many presentations in the Toastmasters International websites. We should be able to take it up, and every presenter must be felt must be given a chance to feel that he's quite confident in giving that 10-minute presentation. Of course, we may have some flaws. It's okay, but we do have the variety. So I'd like to request all the clubs to do this so that we can have this kind of variety. Some people, even sometimes we can go for round robin, joke masters. Just go for a change all the time so people come again and again to have the variety and to be the club and to contribute to the club with their own capacities, whatever they have. So we can maintain the members with that kind of approach. And the third one is promotion of club in the community or within its organizations. Here, it's a nice thing. When I was in other countries as Toastmaster in different clubs, we used to have so many theme nights or theme meetings. For example, it could be French theme or Spanish theme. It could be Omani theme. It could be Qatari theme. Take something and revolve around it again and again within the same meeting. That would inculcate some new values among the people, and they will learn something new, and that will also improve the interest and the enthusiasm to join and participate in the meetings, I think, in a very systematic manner. So the variety, as you can see the next point, clubs programs varied and exciting. It should be an exciting experience. If you have a monotonous experience with the same evaluator coming again and again, or with the same topic speaker coming again and again, that might bring some sort of boredom among members. So XCOM has got a very important task to do here. Of course, it takes time. We do spend some time selflessly for the community activity. We should go for identifying, well, this week number 1, here's the table topic master. Week number 3, week number 2, here's the table topic master. So if you can organize your meeting roles and your meeting role players and speakers for at least 3 months consecutively, say 6 meetings, that will tell us exactly that there is a variety, there is a change one after the other, which will automatically keep the members with us. So we need to have that variety, and we need to make the changes. And 5th point says Toastmasters sponsoring new members recognized. It's a very, very important point to be discussed, because I've seen so many members bring new members, and they sponsor the member. Do we report to the TMI that he is a sponsor of the member, and we should check whether he has got a certificate that will motivate his interest. He will bring more members. So such people could be brought even to the dais in the meeting, and we can openly declare that he is our only one sponsor for this particular quarter or for this particular month or something, and recognize that person with the pin or the certificate or with something to boost his help and confidence for us. Last but not the least, regular membership building programs. I don't know how this can be done here, but it can be done through flyers, and we can even go for starting that particular club in Facebook group, or we can go for a website particularly for that group. We need to build this program. As I've seen in other countries, as I used to say, for example, in New Zealand where I used to go, they used to have all the club members stand beside a big mall, and they sell sandwiches or they hot dogs, and they say this is 2 reals, take it, but they sell it for less price and take some money, and they say, why are you giving it for low price? It's because of a Toastmasters thing. Would you like to come and join Toastmasters? They give leaflets, they give extra goodies for them, and they invite members. So that's the way people even come. Here, I think in Toastmasters, we can always walk around the town, walk around the workplace with a nice pin on our coat or the tie or the shirt. There is a possibility all the time. A newcomer, oh, what's this pin for? What are you doing with this pin? And he says, well, it's a Toastmasters pin. If you want to know more about it, please come and visit my club. So we are publicizing our partnership or our interest in Toastmasters by decking ourselves with the pin or with the big badge whenever you can. So we need to, or you can even spread the magazines in the coffee table in the workplace where you're working, and people are interested, and they ask you, what is this Toastmasters about? And you can start explaining, and of course you can bring members. I consider myself as a member, new member right now, because I know how much warmth and how much help I received from my Toastmasters who introduced me to the Toastmaster journey. If you consider yourself as a member, new member, although you have grown, although we have got our DTMs, although we have got experience, but still, if we remember that old experience of how we entered, how we grew up, how we got the help, how I was accommodated in the club, all these things will make us feel that we are strong. Again, membership strength is absolutely for each and every member who is present in the club. If you're not able to satisfy the expectation of the members in the club, we are not really working hard for the development of the program in terms of members, because we can run our club meetings with 10 members, but are we going to do the right job? Are we able to give the right thing for the people? If you are just sharing it for 10 people, we are not doing the right thing. Ralph Smedley would agree with that too. So we need to go for the extra members, go for an extra mile. Let's go for extra effort we'll take, and we have to go out of our comfort zone and start working and bring members as guests, first of all, and then we can convert them as members and make them feel that they are taken care, make them feel that they are given something, make them feel that they are here to learn something, and also we make them feel that we are learning from them as well. So when this kind of participation taking place in two-way method, I think we can keep our members with us and we can have a strong club. Again, strong work and meticulous work is very much required. Back to you, DTM Akanke.
Thank you very much, DTM Dr. Lakshman. And we got a comment from Saida, Toastmaster Saida Ansari, that said, very impressive, Dr. Lakshman. She appreciated your comments. And we have a comment also from Toastmaster Nimra. She is with, or he or she, I'm not sure if that's a male or female, I apologize. Afat University Toastmasters Club is a club full of new members who are inexperienced when it comes to evaluations. Young, enthusiastic students who have become members need a workshop on effective evaluation badly. Any help?
Yes.
Toastmaster.
I'm ready for connecting. Yeah.
Okay, great. So Toastmaster Nimra, I would definitely encourage you first and foremost to connect with your area and division director so that they can know and give you the support you need. Also, if it's a new club, you should have a club sponsor and a club mentor. The club mentor is the one who helps you during the first 6 months of your new club journey and is the one who should support you directly with that training. So I encourage you to connect with your club mentor, your area director, and your division director to get the support you need. And if that doesn't work, then please be ready for the Art of Effective Evaluation workshop that will be coming up in the next couple of months. But hopefully you'll get support that you need before then. Please feel free to contact any of us on this call to if you need additional support. And we are running out of time, so I need to move forward. It's 10 minutes after 3. We want to conclude at 3:30, and we have a handout, but we have one more component that's going to now be presented by DTM Aziz. I just launched the poll. 70% have voted. I'm going to close the poll now and share the results with everyone. When it comes to membership strength, how is your club doing? 31% tied for sometimes meeting the standard and usually meeting the standard. 19% said their club rarely meets the standard. 13% said their club always meets the standard. And 6% said they never meet the standard. Wow, that's the first poll that has gotten anything for the never, has scored a percentage for never meeting the standard. We certainly want to do whatever we can to make sure that changes. And again, the first point of support is with the club mentor, the club officers, the area director, and the division director. If your club is not meeting any of these standards, help is just right around the corner. There should be no reason that the improvements can't be made, because on some level, every club is doing better at one thing or another. So there's always room for improvement. And the reason we do Moments of Truth is to identify the areas of the moments of truth that can make a difference for guests and members, and to strengthen them where they can be strengthened. And part of the value of doing a webinar is so that we can share each other's experiences. So if you have any experiences that you'd like to share with others, aside from what our trainers have shared, if any of the attendees have anything they'd like to share, then we welcome that. We're going to go on now to our next section. Thank you again, DTM Dr. Lakshman, for your contribution to the webinar today. And now I'm going to close your mic and go on to DTM Aziz, who will now present on achievement recognition. Please go ahead.
Thank you, DTM Akanke. Now, the last segment of this very important moment of truth, the recognition and accomplishment. So let me begin with the recognition of all our presenter and all the valuable persons who have participated in the question answer, and of course the leaders of District 79 who have participated so far. I hope you got that, what is recognition in Toastmasters. In Toastmasters, we are always known for clapping, for recognizing people. The first point is the award. It is applications immediately submitted to the world headquarters. This is the things where the members, he is always very, very excited when he completes one milestone. It's not individual project wise, it is a milestone, like when he's complete the CC, AC, or any leadership role. He's looking forward for a beautiful certificates. Sometimes the certificate, the letter goes to the organization where he works, and he's always excited for getting the recognition. So the VP Education has to work very strongly on this. As soon as the member completes, the same day the application form with all details has to be filled, and it has to be submitted to the world headquarters, so that along with the excitement of the project, he gets the certificate. Now the second part is the progress chart displayed and maintained. Again, I will go back to my last segment, the planning part. The VP Education, when I was the club president, we worked together, and in the beginning of the year itself, we planned the speaking slots to the members, and we circulated to them. And we identified that, yes, these are the people who are going to complete their milestone projects, and this is going to be the DCP plan for my project. It helps two ways. One is that we know a path forward about the club performance. The second thing, when it is being circulated every time, the member feels that, yeah, I am progressing. And if he's not able to participate, if he missed the slot, he also recognizes that, yes, I am missing the slot. So it is one of the key things to keep the member excited, and sending them the report and asking him to participate for the next slot. This will be helping. So this is where it should be always displayed, and along with all the communication, this chart has to go. Now, members' achievement recognized with the ceremony. Whenever the milestone is achieved by a member, it should be celebrated with a small cake at the end of the program. And what I would like to emphasize here, make it a different way. Sometimes you can, especially when the very big milestone is achieved, like if he is completing DTM, you have to have a big function so that the member, whatever the hard work he put, he should be filled. Even the CC, anything for that matter. And one of the things what you can do, you can ask the member with whom he would like to receive that certificate. I remember when I achieved the DTM, my club president asked the same question. Then I was spontaneously said, I would like to take from my mentor. And friends, I'd like to tell you that the time when my mentor pinned the DTM badge to me, he was more than proud to me that I achieved this covered title. So these are the things it should be celebrated, and you can publicize that achievement so that the member feel proud. Not only that member, it's also motivate the other member to achieve more and more goal and to be a part of that celebration. This club and district leaders are recognized. This is the part of everyday program. You might have seen that whenever the presiding officer starts the meeting, right that time he recognized the leaders available, whether it's the club mentors, sponsors, or sister club president. Sometimes it is always, sometimes there's a chance that the president is not is missing someone. So what it can be used that the sergeant at arm team can keep eye about those leaders who have came there, and he can give a note to the presiding officer. And during the speech also, when somebody has come, it can be done. This is as far as the part of the day-to-day meeting time, the leaders' presence is concerned. However, The Toastmasters Club also runs with a big leadership role, the people who are working as a leader to the club. All the member, if the member is also working for the district or the division, he should be recognized properly. Sometimes, if the leader, a district leader or the division leader is visiting your club, then definitely we have to recognize them. This all recognition, not only recognition for the leader who is being recognized, but also it is a part of motivation to the other member that yes, I also work hard and go for these roles so that I can be recognized with the people. So this is the thing where the recognition always works. Even I would like to emphasize that it is always for the club to publicize that invite the district leader and the division leader for some presentation or even for recognizing other members. Bring the leaders and even recognize the leader. This glorifies the club. Now the club member achievement publicized. See, friend, here what I would like to say that if a member is going to give a milestone speech on a particular meeting, this has to be publicized well in advance so that the member feel proud and all other members also get excited, and those special events are being celebrated like a function, like a big celebration. So even after the achievement also, it's not that only in the fraternity of your club. We have to circulate it to all other clubs member also so that everybody is participating in that celebration, everybody is getting motivated, and especially the member, he feels so much of feedback and encouragement from their fellow members. So the DCP used for planning and the recognition, as I said in my opening of this program, that the DCP, when we make the progress chart, we plan the progress chart of each member for the entire club. We are working for the DCP. See, we always believe that don't work for the DCP. Work for the members' achievement. DCP will come automatically. This is where this is how it works. If I go back and remember when I was the president of Global Toastmasters Club, we made it a point that let us motivate our members and participate in their slot in such a way that it is not only for the DCP for this term. We should have sufficient member for the next term. And friends, I can say that what happens that when the next term started, within the first meeting itself, they got all the DCP point related to the speech slot. So what I mean that the DCP will call automatically your DCP plan and your members progress plan can work together, and by doing all those things what we have discussed right from the beginning, right, whether it is the variety of membership, variety of the function in the member, or the enthusiasm while inducting of the member, this all brings all the awards and achievement in the in this club. At the end, what I'd like to say that at the end of the day, everybody feels proud when he's being recognized, whether it is for the project, either is the educational award or leadership award, or for the sake of. One more thing I'd like to ask very humbly: how many of us at the end of the meeting go and thanks the Sergeant Arm team? Thank you very much for arranging very good club meeting. Just think, do we? These small things will help for our club for betterment. At the end of this program, I would like to thank all of you, all the leaders of District 79 for being part of this. I'm sure they will be learning. Thanks to DTM Kanke for being wonderful webinar manager today, and the District 79 leaders, especially our program quality director DTM Rashid. Thank you very much being keeping me part of this wonderful experience of learning. It's a learning experience. Thank you very much. DTM Akanke, over to you.
Thank you very much, DTM Aziz Siddiqui, for your contribution and for completing our segments on Moments of Truth by talking about achievement and recognition. And I really like the fact that you said even at the end of the meeting to how many of us go and thank the Sergeant at Arms for helping to set up the meeting. So that's, very small ways, meaningful ways that we can acknowledge the club officers for their role. So thank you all very much. Now we have 8 minutes left, and what we wanted to do, and we'll try to do it quickly, is to share this Moments of Truth handout, the chart, and then just look at these again and talk about these moments of truth in terms of your club quality standards and how you would evaluate them. I also want to share with everyone the handout, the actual handout, which has a section for you to take away with you, and just scroll through here and show it on my screen. Actually, I don't know if you all can see it. I'm having a little confusion in terms of what you all are able to see, so please forgive me for the times when you could not see the slide. We'll improve our webinar presentations as we move forward. This is the first training that I've done that I've had to manage so many things. So thank you all for your patience. So the handout is really great. It's a worksheet that lists all the 6 areas that we just went over, as well as it has a section where you can evaluate your club standards and determine how many yeses you have for each standard. And that's really good. And another section where you can also talk about the recommendations that you have for your club. So the idea is for Moments of Truth to be conducted inside the club. This is where it really makes a difference. And it should be done during a club meeting, ideally, so that all the members, the club officers, and all the members attending can actually talk about the Moments of Truth and as it relates to their particular club, and then come up with ways and recommendations that they can improve. Because these are really 36 ways that we can improve the experience for either our guests or our members. And when we do that and elevate that standard and improve the experience for guests and members, we will have a more successful club experience, and that's really what it all boils down to. Everything that we do as Toastmasters takes place inside. It comes together, I should say, inside the club meeting. And so this is really important. All the standards do not take place inside the club. Some take place outside the club. But these are all standards that we should consider. I'd like to open the mic for, let me just check and see if there are any hands raised. I know there was a hand raised earlier by Toastmaster DTM Anita, and I didn't see it again. So if you want to ask your question, please let me know. You can raise your hand again, and let me just double check. What we wanted to do is to go over to be open now, to have a more interactive session. But we've been doing that all along, to take your questions. And let me just check the question box now, which has somehow disappeared. Oh, here we go. And Toastmaster Saida said thank you to DTM Aziz, and we all thank you. Yes, we all do. We don't have any questions in the window. I want to go back to something that DTM Nadir and immediate past District Governor Nadir Al-Qasim said earlier. He said there's a module called Effective Evaluation, which is part of the, I think, Successful Club series, I think, or the Successful Speaker series. And that is a shorter module for teaching evaluation. So that one is also good. That can be done inside the club. It's a 10 to 15-minute module. And then the more detailed one, which is really, really very valuable, is the Art of Effective Evaluation, which is a 2-hour workshop. I'll open the mic now. We don't have any questions in the question box, nor do we have any hands raised. So I'd like to go ahead and open all the panelists' mics so that you can make any comments that you have, please.
Yeah, DTM Makanke, can I just give a small brief on this?
Yes, DTM Aziz, please go ahead.
Yeah, just on the summarize of entire workshop, I'd like to inform all our leaders who are participating in this that there is a Moment of Truth module available, which can be done in as a package in the club, where like Makanke was doing the survey for all of the participants on the webinar. You can do in the club, and a senior member can conduct it. First, it should be publicized before the meeting 3-4 times, so that maximum member come and participate in that, and he gets all the feedback and after that he evaluates and come up in the next meeting with all the outcome, like what Mr. DTM Akanke was showing immediately after the voting. And then the entire club member can see that, yes, okay, this area we are short. And this all became, it is a hidden
Yes.
voting, so that nobody knows. And then it's a club. Then it comes as a club diagnosis report, and that ESCOM and the member work for the improvement. This
Yes.
is how this total moment of truth comes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Here are the results from our last poll. How would you rate your club on achievement recognition? 40% of you said sometimes your club meets the standard. 30% said your club usually meets the standard. 25% said your club always meets the standard, which is great. And 0% said rarely. 5% said that your club never meets the standard. Wow, that's a shocker. So
Yeah.
we definitely want to encourage you to, if your club has not done the Moments of Truth inside the club, to ask your president and vice president of education to schedule this module. It can be modified and taught in a shorter version if there's a time issue within the club environment, but it's definitely something that Toastmasters International encourages, and definitely something that our district director and program quality director wants the clubs to do. And it was something that should have been done, I think, by the end of September. So, so we are glad that we could do this session today online, and there is a recording. We will upload the recording so that it's available to others. And we also have the materials. If any club needs the materials, please let us know. You can send an email to district79webinars@gmail.com. All of these materials are available for free download by any member. You can download several digital modules that Toastmasters has, from the Better Speaker, a Successful Club, and other modules that TMI has. I want to thank our awesome presenters today who joined us: DTM Jolly K, DTM Dr. Lakshman, and DTM Aziz Siddiqui. Thank you all for your valuable contribution to this training today. I want to thank all the participants who came and joined in on the webinar. We hope it was of value to you. This is the first in a series of webinars that we have planned through the end of the year. Please, if you haven't gotten an email, you should have gotten an email from your club president or vice president of education outlining the various trainings that we have. We'll have them uploaded to our district website soon, but we have trainings scheduled every month, and sometimes 2 or 3 trainings a month. Tomorrow there will be an Arabic training for Moments of Truth. So if any of you would be interested in that, or know other members or members of Arabic speaking clubs who would like to do Moments of Truth, it will take place tomorrow at the same time from 2 to 3:30. I want to thank one of our participants today who mentioned that we should consider changing the time so that it does not interfere with prayer. That's a very valid point. We really appreciate that, and we will look at that going forward. So otherwise, thank you all so much for being here. It's now 3:30. Thank you again to the DTMs who helped to present your session.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Take care. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, and take care, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.